Well, it's 7 o'clock, so let's get started so we can finish and hopefully stay safe in the weather and all that stuff. So my name is TJ Trevino. I'm the development coordinator with San Antonio Pets Alive, if you don't know me yet. And I'm helping out with these foster Zoom sessions, make sure they go smoothly. And I'm here with our foster manager, Miss Shelley, and one of our foster coordinators, Priscilla. And they're going to talk to you guys today about some of the foster resources we have and where you can find them, just to make sure that your foster experience is the best it can possibly be and that you can find answers for pretty much anything. So Shelley, I'll let you introduce yourself if you want, and then you guys can go ahead and get started.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Shelley Katie. If you don't know me or recognize my name, I'm the foster coordinator manager. And so we're just going to talk about, it's not going to be a real long session. We're just here to maybe remind former fosters of where they can find different resources, and then also for all of our new fosters, just reminding you, letting you know where to look for different things that you might have questions to.
Hi guys, I'm Priscilla. I've been with the foster team since January, and yeah, so you want to get this started?
Let's go, Shelley. Let's start talking about the emails that you guys sent out. Go ahead.
So as most of y'all know, when you applied to be a foster, if you were approved, then you were sent a welcome email. And with it, we just send us a few attachments. The SAPA Foster Handbook, quarantine guidelines, and then if you apply to foster for kittens or cats, then we would send the neonatal kitten guide. Or if you applied to foster dogs, then we would make sure to include the new foster dog protocol. So just a few things in the beginning. And then once you actually pick up an animal, so let's say you picked up an animal today, then the next day is when you get an email saying, as you can see on the screen, Priscilla, thank you for fostering. Our records show that you picked up Teacup, or whoever. And then it talks about different things that you should have received, your medical records, which would come from Shelter Love. And always check your spam folders, because we do have fosters that say that they sometimes go there. And even we've had fosters say that every now and then their emails from the foster team go there for whatever reason. So just always double check your spam folder, and then make us one of your contacts so you're sure to get all of the emails from us. And then of course it talks about to join the foster Facebook forum, which you can get a lot of just ideas, information. If you have quick questions, the foster team tries to respond as fast as possible. Sometimes we're just really busy with other things that we're not able to answer right away, but luckily we do have other employees for SAPA that will help answer. And then also we do have a lot of great fosters that have been doing this a long time, and they know a lot of the answers for the most part. So we appreciate that. But so basically, we just want to remind you that at the bottom of these thank you emails, you'll get more information, more attachments. And I know it might seem like a lot, but I would just, download them, print them, and just have like a little file folder just to keep them handy instead of having to look up old emails. Because I know, like me, in my inbox, I have a ton of emails. So I would just print them out, put them in a little folder, and then you can always go back and refer to that, to your folder. We are in the process, and it's pretty much done. TJ has done a wonderful job with getting a lot of our attachments, our different information, our handouts, our resources. She's edited them and made them look really nice. So you'll be seeing new handouts pretty soon here. But we always send, whatever attachments would pertain to you at the bottom of your thank you email. And like you can see right here, now what, adoption fees, if you maybe you ask for help for crate training, just different things like that, the most important ones. Okay.
So on that email, what you're going to see also is what Shelley was talking about, that little link to the foster Facebook forum. I would say all fosters, new or old, should really become part of this forum. And I'm going to tell you, you know, I'm a foster coordinator, so learning and training to be a foster coordinator, I got a lot of the, you know, protocols of how SAPA works, the in and outs. But I have learned so much through that forum, through fosters who have been doing it for years, who know, you know, this little tips, little tips, little, you know, hey, this helps. And so all fosters, new, old, I would think that little foster forum right there, it's just a Facebook. You just get approved. Make sure to answer all those questions because we do look you up by your email. So if there's a lot of people who have the same names, and if we don't have that email that you have on file, make sure you put the one that you have on file for your foster application. Once we see that you're approved, we just accept it. And so from that, the next thing after the forum is we would have our website is a great place to look at also. So it's a lot of people, I guess, kind of look at the website just to look at dogs to adopt, dogs that are available. But if you actually look into, you know, kind of scroll around, you'll really get some meat and some information about how SAPA runs. So if you go to the website and you go under programs, you're going to go down under foster, and right there you're going to see foster resources. And if you click that, that's going to give you everything you need to know right now. The COVID-19 sources that we're going through right now, anything that changes, it'll have all that information, medical appointments, who you need to get in touch with, who you need to get in touch with adoption, for marketing. The wellness clinic right now, we're not doing because of COVID-19. However, it is something that once everything gets back to normal, we'll be right back doing. But it does have that information there. So when we are back to normal and you're not sure which Sunday it is, just check on there. I mean, we have a reminder on our forum too. But if you're not part of the forum, just check on there. It'll tell you what dates. It also has, if you go down, all our hours. It's updated as things change. Right now, we need to do things by appointment. So it'll tell you, you know, that it's only appointment only. And you'll kind of have an information about what is going to go on. As things change and we start opening adoption centers, you'll start seeing that change on there as well. So, so the next thing is we have other social medias, websites. We have like a volunteer website. We have San Antonio Pets Alive website. I mean, the Facebook post itself, that has a lot of good information. You'll also see on here dogs, like they'll highlight dogs that need fostering, that have been in foster care. You can actually get that done if you go to the website and you see on marketing. You'll see marketing at San Antonio Pets Alive. It'll have animals that need a donation because just recently we had a double hip fracture that we need donations for. So anything we need donations for. And it's also good to just kind of keep up, not so much in the fostering world, but just what San Antonio Pets Alive is basically just doing now. Things that we're saving, you know, what's going on in the events. Once events starts opening up, it's really beneficial just to have it on your news feed. And there's always fun stories, and it's an entertaining little Facebook page to have on your feed.
Could you go to the foster forum real quick, TJ? Yeah. So what I was going to tell y'all, so that's the foster forum, just in case any of you that are on here have not been on there. We'll always post what animals need fostering, especially our urgent neonates at ACS. But as far as resources, if you go to the side where under files, and so you'll see a lot of different resources posted there. And I actually recently added some more. So if you're wondering, you know, about maybe you're interested in maybe raising puppies with a mom, then you could click on that one and kind of see what it entails. Maybe you're wondering about ringworm, you could click on that one. And some of these, and like I said, I'll be adding more as we update and edit the ones that we're about to put out there for you guys. So you can always look on there also. there's just all, you know, distemper, you know, sometimes we're getting our dogs or puppies that, like was talked about the other day about possible distemper. You can look up information there. Just all sorts of resources on that under files. Okay. Next you can, okay, so then we're also on Instagram. And there's not so much really resources as, you know, adoption fees, who to email, but like Priscilla was saying about our main SAPA main page on Facebook, there's just a lot of cute stories. Also, this gives you great ideas of how to market your dog or your cat. So like if you click on the picture, sometimes the foster has written in and then we've posted what they have said about their cat or their dog. I know I saw one. Yeah, so like this one, this is from the foster about Sage, and she's adopted now. So, you know, I know a lot of times fosters struggle with, you know, what do I write? How do I write it? And coming up with great write-ups, great pictures is the key, is a big key into getting your animals, your foster animals adopted. So this just gives you a lot of cute ideas. And it also talks about what's going on with SAPA also. Let's see here. And then Twitter. Oh, okay. Yeah. And kind of the same thing too. You know, it's showing different animals that are up for adoption. And because, you know, not everybody's on Facebook, or maybe not everybody's on Instagram, although they're kind of connected. So I guess they are, but you know, maybe just certain people look at only Twitter. Well, we also have animals up here on Twitter that are up for adoption, and you can see, so that's another way of how we're marketing our animals. And then there's also cute little stories like from the Petco Foundation. And I know I've seen different little posts from Animal Care Services, just different things on Twitter that you can follow SAPA and see what we're doing, what's going on. Okay. And then our YouTube channel. So any of these foster sessions or Zoom sessions, they have been uploaded to YouTube, so you can find them there. So we've already had our first one, our second one, and then our third one. And then this is our fourth one, so it'll be up on the channel pretty soon. And then just different stories. Like when Florence Aguilar and that other lady, Beverly Oaks, they were both awarded from the Petco Foundation. They had great fostering adoption stories. So just any stories that we decide to put on the YouTube channel, you can find there. Okay. So Maddie's Fun, if you've never heard of Maddie's Fun, it's a great resource. I go there all the time looking for different ideas, and also sometimes when different fosters email into us and asking us a certain question about what to do or whatever problems they might be having for a dog or a cat, I don't know all the answers. You know, I'm not a dog behaviorist, and no one knows all the answers, so I try to research it and figure out the best answers I can give to our fosters. And one of the ways I do that is going on Maddie's Pet Forum, and it's free. Anybody can join it. If you keep going down, TJ, so you would register, and then once you register, there'll be a menu over here. I keep trying to use my mouse. There's a menu, and then there's a, let's see here. I can't scroll around. Let's see here. Oh, the resource library. So I always go to the resource library. That's one of the ones I go to. And, you know, just type in a keyword or whatever it is that you might be interested in looking up, or whatever problems you might be having. And then there'll always be a lot of articles or different resources on how to help you with whatever problems you might be having with your dog or your cat or different things like that. And it's just, there's just a lot of, there's great stories. There's just a wealth of information about fostering, and not just fostering, just all kinds of information. So that is a place you can go also. In case you have certain questions and there's nobody you can ask at the moment, you can just go there and look it up yourself.
Yeah. Just a thing to add about Maddie's Fund, their specialty is education. So they have tons of resources just on their basic website as well. And while a lot of it is directed to, you know, shelter employees and workers, a lot of it can also be helpful for foster carers. So I heavily suggest just clicking around on the website, exploring, or if you're just Google searching, search the topic you're looking for, like dog behavior or cat behavior, and then just type in Maddie's Fund as well. And there's probably an article or a webinar or something on their website that can give you some tips or just, you know, information you didn't have before. So I heavily suggest just clicking around and seeing what you can find on that website specifically.
And I also was going to add on Maddie's Fund, they actually have this thing called foster care flash classes. And so if you go under, it's like under Maddie's Public Library, and it's these foster care flash classes. They're made for fosters. And basically you can go down, like I'm just looking it down, like it has health assessment, pet-to-pet interactions, and it basically, you can watch the video or you can just read it. And then it kind of has like little, you know, a little quiz in the end to kind of test your knowledge. And if you didn't get the knowledge, you just, you know, tells you where back to read. It doesn't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes to go through these things, but these things are great little resources just to kind of give you a general idea of, like, especially for new fosters.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yes. And then another great resource is the Kitten Lady. And I've never fostered kittens, but I've actually gone on her website and read up on certain things. So I have a better understanding and idea of what to tell fosters, especially the new ones that take in the neonatals, because I know that's a tough job. But there's a wealth of information on there. She has videos, how to get started, how to feed them, bathroom business, just all kinds of information that you might have a question to, and, you know, like I said, we might not be able to answer your question right away, depending on what time it is in the night, or, you know, it's just, they're also fun to watch too, I think. I like watching her.
Oh yeah, she does have a YouTube channel as well that covers a couple of these topics, so definitely check her out on YouTube. She does a lot of educational things around the country, so she's a great speaker. And on that note, she has a book that I purchased, and it's kind of like my kitten Bible. It's called Tiny But Mighty, and it gives you pretty much all of the information here on her website and like some additional stuff as well. So if you want to go buy that and just keep it and hold on to it just like as your textbook, that I recommend that. I've used it several times already, just in the 2 kittens that I've had. But it's definitely helpful, especially when it's, like Shelly said, middle of the night, can't really get a hold of anybody because everybody's sleeping. It's good to just go in there and have like a quick reference, like, okay, what can I do in the meantime for this or that? So I definitely recommend that. And then, like I said, just clicking around on this website as well will give you a lot of different information that you might not have had before. And even if you visit it while you don't have kittens, that's probably even like the better time to do it, in between your foster stuff, and you're just kind of getting more information. But it's a great website to explore and just learn new things about kittens on.
Yeah.
It's great because, I mean, she does it in a fun, entertaining way.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people who actually listen and watch all her YouTubes, have read Tiny But Mighty, but they've never fostered a kitten, nor do they ever want to foster a kitten. But they love her stuff. She's entertaining. She's like, you learn a lot from her, but it doesn't feel like a task. So you can honestly go from video to video to video with her. And Tiny But Mighty is like a great, like, easy read. It's not, doesn't feel like you're reading a manual, as some like neonatal information will feel like.
For sure. She has a lot of stories in there too, positive adoption stories. And that, to me, that really helps me when I think about, you know, kind of the hardships of fostering, kind of gives me a reason to keep going. So it's nice to see the good stories as well, that she puts out in the world.
Yes. Yes.
And on that note, I would also like to suggest, if you've never heard of him, Jackson Galaxy. He's got a lot of good cat references, mostly for adult cats, but you know, if you've ever fostered an adult cat, they can be a little more finicky and hard to kind of nail down when you bring them into a foster home. So check his stuff out. You know, anything kind of coming off of Animal Planet, you can probably find a whole bunch of different stuff because there's so many different shows on there. But I spend a lot of my time just watching Animal Planet stuff. And I find that a lot of that information that I get from those shows kind of helps me in, you know, different ways. So don't be afraid to like explore just YouTube or, you know, whatever, Hulu or Netflix or whatever you kind of use to just get your shows in and stuff. Like, don't be afraid to just dive into something that interests you in particular, and it might help you with your foster experience for sure. You can't have too much information when you're taking care of a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
Is that all the resources we had on that page? Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
So if anybody has any questions now, like we said, this was going to be pretty short. We just wanted to kind of go over what you have available to you, and what, you know, fosters are able to access. In addition to that, we're also, I'm also working on sort of recreating the foster handbooks. We're creating one specifically for dog fosters and one specifically for cat fosters. That way they can really focus on what's important to them and what they need to know, rather than, you know, here's all this information about dogs, but I don't foster dogs, you know. So it's a little easier for you guys to take in. So those will be sent out as soon as they're done. Can't really give it an exact day or anything, but they're coming, they're in the works. So you can look forward to that. Everybody will get them in their emails once they're done. And they'll also probably be up on the website for easy access. But do you guys have any other tips or anything where you guys go? Any books?
I mean, I think for a big part of me is exactly what you were saying, TJ, is Maddie's Fun is amazing. I mean, they are beyond amazing. They have easy to read, very, you know, detailed information, and also just searching around, you know, you'll be amazed at what you find. Maddie's Fun has a YouTube also where you can see some of theirs. Americans Pets Alive sometimes has a YouTube where they have, you know, some good information. But just search what you want. And if you can't find anything, like, reach out to us, because maybe we know where to get it, or maybe that's something that's missing that we need to, you know, search and like provide that. So just let us know if there is anything you need.
So if anybody has any questions, you can type them in the chat, or you can use the Q&A feature. Totally up to you. We'll give a couple minutes here, see if anybody has anything to ask. But yeah, I mean, we're doing our best to kind of put as many resources out there as possible for fosters, because we don't want anybody to feel like there's not enough to help them get through what they might be going through with their foster animals. Because it feels like a big responsibility for sure when you bring a new animal into your home, especially if you've never fostered before or anything like that. So
Right. And the last thing we want you to do is feel, you know, like you're alone and you're not being helped or anything like that. We're here to help you, and we will help you as best we can. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find someone to get the answer to you.
We'll find a website or something that can help you.
Somebody asked, any idea when ACS will be doing space surgery again?
Don't think we know. We do not know right now.
I've not heard
So
that.
what I'm suggesting to people is just to keep up with the updates from the city, because it's really just up to the city of San Antonio. When ACS reopens, they're at the mercy of, you know, the mayor and the governor and what they decide. So just keep an eye on their Facebook. They have a Facebook. I think San Antonio Metro Health also has a Facebook that you can follow for updates. So just keep an eye out, and then as soon as, you know, they know when they're going to be opening for those again, we'll know, and we'll let everybody else know, because, you know, obviously we're eager to get that moving again as well.
Right.
Let's see. I have another question. It's about getting my kitten neutered. He's ready to be scheduled, but doesn't have a voucher. Can you please explain what a voucher is and how to get one? Yes.
So since ACS is not doing their surgeries anymore, it's usually, they're done at either most of them are done at pet shots, and a few are done at China Grove Veterinary Clinic. But in order to, when you take your animal to pet shots or China Grove, you have to have that voucher, and it's just a little slip of paper that has your animal's name, the ID number, its ID number, the last four numbers of its microchip, and you have to present that to when you're checking the animal in. And most of the time you'll get it at our medical clinic on Marbach. And so if you need one, you can just email to appointment at and tell them that, you've scheduled your surgery and you need to go ahead and make that appointment to pick one up. Then they may tell you just to come in at a certain time, you may not need an actual appointment, or they might just tell you to come in at any time. And I know sometimes you can get them at our 151 location. If you pick up the dog or the cat, depending on its age, then you will most likely get it from our 151 location.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just kind of depends on when you got the cat or the dog and how old it was.
I think the voucher is pretty much so that the foster doesn't have to pay for the surgery. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That way they know it's through San Antonio Pets Alive.
Mm-hmm. So they're necessary. I had one other question that somebody asked me. It says, what do people do if they have an emergency in the middle of the night?
So I feel like emailing foster medical would be, but I don't know. Shelly, do you have anything to?
So usually we do tell people to always email foster medical. Nikki, who is our retired vet tech, I don't know how late she stays up or how often she checks her emails. But I have had some emergencies arise, and usually if a foster goes to animal emergency room on Fredericksburg Road, that's the emergency room that SAPA uses. But if you happen to go there, and let's say it's 2 or 3 in the morning, and you go there because you feel like your dog or cat, may pass away if you don't get them somewhere, you can take them there. But they do have to contact someone within our organization to get the okay for the animal to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's happened a few times, and other than that, it's just basically emailing foster medical, and then like if it's a true emergency, you can take them to AER, but then we do have to, they have to call us for permission for that.
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind that for a lot of the neonatal fosters, a lot of these neonates will have emergencies in the middle of the night, but as we said in a couple of our earlier sessions, it's always recommended that you keep them in your home, because transporting them when they're in such a fragile state can and has killed them in the past. So it's sometimes just not worth going through the fuss of transport, especially because at a lot of these places, they can only do exactly what you would be doing it at your home. So just keep that in mind for the little babies. Know that, emergencies happen and we understand, but for them, it's better for them to stay in your home, stay warm, stay comfortable, and, you follow our fading kitten or puppy protocol that we have available for you, because that's the best chance that they have. But,
Right.
Sometimes emergencies do happen for the adult dogs and cats as well. So, but your best bet is to probably just email foster medical. Like Shelly said, Nikki she's one of our volunteers, and she's been excellent in the past about getting back to people as soon as possible. But of course, everybody needs to sleep. So, but we'll absolutely do our best to get back to you as soon as possible, because we understand you know, that it can be a little scary, especially in the middle of the night. But
Right.
yeah, well, if nobody else has any questions, I think we can probably wrap it up. Thank you, Shelley, and thank you, Priscilla, for being here and going through our foster resources. And thank you for everybody who came and stopped by and came to watch us. This session will be up on YouTube probably in the next couple of days, so you can check it out there. If you want to go back over what we talked about, or if you know somebody who happened to missed it and would benefit from it, you'll be able to access that pretty soon. And then remember, as always, if you have any questions and you can't find the answer to it, you are always welcome to email our wonderful foster team using foster@sanantoniopetsalive.org. So thank you again for visiting, and stay safe out there in this nasty weather. So have a great evening. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Good night.